Hey y'all, it's Sherry with Hecate's Needle. I'm back in my craft room, such as it is. Yes, I'm working on it. I have actually created a path through my craft room. That's awesome. There is a little bare spot that I can sit in. Now, I cannot sit in my chair right now because there are magnificent sunbeams coming in the window over here, and everybody is in them. And Hecate has my chair. So I am currently sitting on an ass-breaking stepladder because we have to accommodate Hecate. This is her channel after all. Welcome to my craft room. I am Sherry, as I said. Yeah, we are joined here today by the lovely everyone. Artemis, Snickers, and Hecate are enjoying the sunbeams. Jellybean is enjoying a box because boxes are fabulous. He says so. All cats say so. In any case, if you're new here, welcome. I promise one day my craft room will be clean and unpacked and not full of boxes. I'm working on it. If you're a returning visitor, welcome. Thank you to all my subscribers. I love you all. If you're new, I hope you choose to join us and hit that subscribe and like and notification and share and all of those buttons on the YouTube. And let's get started. Okay. So today I have a little bit of cross stitch. I have a tiny little bit of sewing, not a lot, and no gardening because it's cold. I do have a little bit of life, not a whole lot, but a little bit. Let's get started with cross stitch. What I've been doing is working in the evening. Once I have decided I have unpacked my last box for the day, I pull out a project. Whatever I spin the wheel and it lands on, I pull that one out. And I have managed to make progress on 3 of them. Now, progress is limited right now. I'm sorry. It will pick up. It will get better. That's what I keep telling myself. Eventually, I will run out of boxes to unpack. But the first one I worked on was my botanical black work, and this is by the Steady Thread. Now, when you saw it before, I had this top row done. I have since put in these other 4 boxes, these down here. I love it. I think it's beautiful. Now this is being stitched on a 14 count Aida. It is just light blue. And I'm using all DMC floss. I chose not to do black. I wanted it colorful. Now, since putting in those 4 blocks, I am currently 22% complete. So almost a 4th. Now, this was last year's free stitch along by the Steady Thread. I didn't join it until mid-year, so I'm not worried about keeping up with them or any kind of time constraints or anything like that. It is being housed in my little puppy bag made by me. And I'll just finish it when I finish it. Now the next project I worked on was my Luca S. cherries. This was a gift from my husband for Christmas. This one is a small one. I started this last month when all of my other projects were buried in my craft room and I couldn't find them. Now obviously since then I have found them, but I have this much done. The cherries are starting to look like cherries a little bit. Now, since we last saw each other, I put in 359 stitches, and that puts me at 23% done. So again, almost a quarter. I'm using all kit materials. It is I believe it's a 16 count Aida in just plain white. So I haven't changed anything. This one is being housed in my Hecate bag, which is by Little Boat 88 and was a gift from Laura from I Stitch Birds. I love it. And then the third one I worked on was Treasure Island, which was the free stitch along by All Forest Embroidery last year. And again, I didn't start until maybe mid-year, thereabouts. So I'm not worried about keeping up with the time constraints or any of that. I'm just stitching it because Treasure Island is one of our favorite books and I want it on my wall. But I have this much done. I am currently working on trying to hold this straight so you can look at it. But I'm currently working on this ship here. As you can see, I have filled in all of the sails. I've started on the water, and then I'll have the border that goes around it. But I'm almost finished with this section. I think probably one more stitching session, and I can finish this section and go on to another boring guy. I don't like stitching people, but it's kind of hard to have a story without characters, so I'm making an exception. This is being stitched on a 16 count Aida. It has been tea dyed by me, and I'm using all DMC floss, but I really like how this is turning out. I'm impressed. Now those are the three I've stitched on. This one is being housed in this bag made by me. I think this one was a sewing kit that I got and stitched up. So those are the three whips that I've worked on. Whips, works in progress. Those are the three I've worked on so far. Now, as I said, as I get more and more organized, unpacked, that kind of thing, I'll be able to make more progress on more projects. Haul, I don't have a whole lot because moving. I just cross stitch magazine. This is the spring edition. I will make a Flosstube extra, if not today then tomorrow, and I'll do a flip through of it. There are some cute patterns in it and some that are going to go into my little stitchy cup when I find said stitchy cup. I got nothing. It is what it is. Moving. Oh, I forgot to mention the Treasure Island. I put in 504 stitches and that put it at 23%. So again, just under a quarter. As I said, this was the only haul. Now, I did say this was going to be a low buy year for me, and it is, but I am expecting some things from Everything Cross Stitch. They have not gotten here yet. And one of them is a kit but I've excused myself for buying it because it's actually going to be a Christmas present for my husband. So once those get here, I'll show you those, but they're not here yet. They should be here any day. So by the next video, I'll have them. Other than that, not much going on. I have found most of my cross-stitch stuff, and I've been organizing them in my cabinet over here. You can just barely see it off screen. But I've not found all of it yet. It might take a while. Because, oh my word, my craft room right now is a mess. I got nothing. It is what it is. Moving sucks, but this is the last time I intend to move, and I've already told my husband we're dying in this house because I'm not doing this again. This has just been a nightmare. But anyway, I'm back to spinning the wheel now that I have my works in progress, so that's how I'm determining which projects to work on. I do have my checklist, although I have not printed it out, but I am keeping up with it. I have to find my flash drive that has the checklist on it before I can print it out. There you go. It's in a box along with everything else. But that's it for cross stitch right now. I'm just going to continue to spin the wheel. I did find all of my cross stitch fabrics and things like that, so I am going to work on kitting up some more projects to start once I finish some of the ones I'm working on. I am, I guess you could say, whipping down. I don't like having this many projects going at one time, but I do have a few that are close to being finished, so I should be able to get those finished fairly quickly. And then there are some smaller projects that I want to kit up so that I can start stitching the stuff that I already have. So it's going to be a low buy 2025 and a stitch your stash 2025 here. Now, that being said, I'm not going to say I'm not buying anything this year, because that never works for anybody I've ever seen do that. It never works. And I want to be realistic. I do think that sometimes I deserve a reward. And if I see something I really like, I'm going to buy it. Okay, so that's it with cross stitch. On to sewing. I have found my sewing machines. I have found my thread. I found my buttons. Now my buttons, I keep organized in there. Okay, I have all my buttons organized by color. That way, if I am working on a garment, and let me fix this, I moved it, that was my bad. Okay, when I'm working on a garment, I figure out what button color I need, and I just go to the little drawer. Well, when the movers moved my buttons, even though I had them boxed up and wrapped in shrink wrap so that they wouldn't come out, I don't know if these men played soccer with this thing or what, but here are all my buttons. It's gonna take me a hot minute to sort these back into that container. So helpful. So that's a project for a rainy day. Yeah, I'll have to do that. I did get my Sewers Club subscription box for this month. And it's cute. I'd like to make it. And if Hecate ever gives me my sewing chair back, I might make it, because I could honestly use it. But this is the pattern this month. Cupid's Catch-All. cute little catch-all bag. Now the bag has inside pockets and all kinds of things. The box comes with everything I need to make it, including the zipper and the zipper pull, the thread. It even has the foam and the insulation and everything. So I have everything I need to make it, including the thread. I just have to sit down and do it. So I may do that one day. Now, one of the things I've done is I have sat down and I have several sewing projects for bags and quilts and things that I have the stuff for. I just haven't stitched them. So I've put those projects on the spin the wheel. So basically what I've done is I have a wheel for my cross stitch projects, and then I have a wheel for my sewing projects. And that way, hopefully, I can get them done, because I need to stop putting them off. And it's a case of ADD hits hard. Basically, I sit and look at all the projects that I need to do, that I have all the stuff to do, and there are so many of them that I just like, I can't deal with this right now, and I go sit down and do something else. So I put them on the spin the wheel. That way I will spin the wheel. That's the project I'm going to do. And I can knock them off. Get them done. So that's what I've got for sewing. I'm still unpacking, as you can see. I've been unpacking fabric and organizing it onto the shelf, but I'm going to get rid of that shelf and just get a bookshelf. That shelf is another one that the movers broke. Let it go. Just let it go. But we're gonna replace it with a bookshelf. And I think the bookshelf would do better for organizing my fabric than that. Because what I do is I wind my fabric up on the little comic book cards, so they will fit perfectly into a bookshelf. So that's what I've been doing. I'm putting off this button mess because, oh my God, there are thousands of buttons in this bucket. Oh my. But anyway, so that's what's going on with sewing. Like I said, no gardening. We do have the chickens. Their pen has been put together and they are now contained and safe, because we do have cats that roam the neighborhood. We also have hawks. So we have their pen put together. They are all safe and contained and happy out there. They're already laying again, so they weren't too stressed out by being moved across the country, or halfway across the country anyway. So they're fine. I will be working on designing the landscaping for the house, both front and backyards. But that won't begin until spring. I mean, I'll work on designing it now, but in the spring I will work on actually implementing my design. But anyway, on to life. As I said, we're slowly but surely discovering other things that have been messed up by movers. Yay. And we're working on fixing those up. The kitchen is done. The only thing left to do in the kitchen is just unpack the stuff that goes in my herb cabinet, and I'll do that. I know the lighting's not great because the window is right here, but I only have a small space where I can sit. And like I said, I would prefer to be outside, but it's just too darn cold for me. Anyway, the kitchen is done, other than my herb cabinet, which my herb cabinet is not the huge priority because I don't require that to cook. I have noticed one box of my spices I have not found yet, which is really making me mad. Because you know you have it, you go to make something and oh, it's not there. Lovely. That's a thing. But the living room is still a work in progress. Our bedroom is almost done. My daughter's bedroom is taking some work, but it's taking some work because she unpacks maybe one box a day at her leisure. That's on her. I'll help when she needs help, but otherwise that's on her. I'm not worried about unpacking all those stuffed animals and dolls. And we also have to hang some shelves in her room for her dolls. But we'll probably do that this weekend. Sadder news. Those of you who follow me on Instagram already know. I had mentioned in my last video that we found out Cheeto was actually an older cat and he had kidney disease. The medications she gave us did not work, did not help. And we woke up last week, Tuesday. We woke up and the poor baby was drooling blood and in a lot of pain. He's just crying. And so we made the decision to put him out of his misery. I took him in that morning and had it done. It broke me. He was my snuggly little baby. And we'd only had him for a year, but he picked us. He picked us to be with in his final year. And we did give him all of the love we could. All of the love he could ever want in that final year. So at least he did spend his final year in a loving home, being spoiled and cuddled and yeah. My son says he got the platinum retirement plan. But Cheeto's gone. He's passed now. And he died in my arms, being told how much he was loved, how much he would be missed, and purring until the very end. So he knew he was loved. But I just keep telling myself his final year was full of love, and that's all he could ask for. We did our best to make sure he knew every day of that year how much we adored and loved him. So that's what happened last week. The other three, Snickers and Jelly Bean, they're younger. They kind of came to terms with it. Hecate has been very needy. I think she misses her snuggle buddy. She's been snuggling Mama a lot more lately, which Mama don't mind. Mama always has time to snuggle a kitty. So we're okay. We're okay. And the pain will never go away. We'll never stop missing or loving him. But it's getting easier. And I think the biggest thing is knowing that he's not suffering anymore. So that's that. On to happier things, right? I think that's all I've got for today. I'm still unpacking. We're still getting used to the area. We're still learning our way around. My daughter's birthday is next week, and she's already informed us that she wants Olive Garden for her birthday. So we have to find Olive Garden. We do know it's here. We just have to find it. But, you know, that's okay. She will be 31, and that's my baby. I'm old. But anyway, that's okay. It happens. But I think that's it. Like I said, I'm going to continue to spin the wheel. I'm going to continue to make as much progress as I can in between unpacking boxes and setting up rooms in the house. Maybe I can widen the path through my sewing room. The problem is a lot of the boxes in here are fabric, and I don't want to unpack too much of the fabric until we get the bookshelf to put it on. Otherwise, I just replace boxes with piles, right? So that's a thing. I need to go ahead and go get a bookshelf. Maybe this weekend I'll do that. But anyway, that's it for me. There's the update. Finally making progress again. That makes me happy. I will eventually get my sewing room functional again, if not perfect. You know, we can strive for perfection. That doesn't mean we ever have to meet it. But anyway, that's it from me. Again, kind of a shorter video, but I don't have as much time to do things other than unpack and spend a whole lot of time on the phone trying to put out fires, solve problems, get things done, because my husband is working, so it's all on me. But anyway, again, I'm so happy you stopped by my craft room, such as it is, along with the entire gang. We're all hanging out here in the lovely sunbeams. I hope you saw something you like. If you did, please, once again, subscribe, like, share. These things cost you nothing, but they mean the world to me. And I love you all. Bye.